The Sentinelese are an uncontacted tribe living on North Sentinel Island, one of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Indian Ocean. They vigorously reject all contact with outsiders. Survival international lobbies, protests, and uses public pressure to ensure their wish to remain uncontacted is respected. If not, the entire tribe could be wiped out by diseases to which they have no immunity. The Sentinelese are the most isolated tribe in the world. They live on their own small forested island called North Sentinel, which is approximately the size of Manhattan, and which is part of an island chain that is also home to another uncontacted tribe, the Shampan. They continue to resist all contact with outsiders, attacking anyone who comes near. See Survival's wider campaigns for uncontacted tribes here. In November 2018, Allen Chau, an American missionary, was killed by members of the Sentinelese tribe while trying to convert them to Christianity. His illegal attempt at contact could have wiped out the entire tribe through introducing new diseases such as flu to which the Sentinelese have no immunity. In 2006, two Indian fishermen, Sunder and Pandit Tiwari, who had moored their boat near North Sentinel to sleep after poaching in the waters around the island, were killed when their boat broke loose and drifted onto the shore. Poachers are known to fish illegally in the waters around the island, catching turtles and diving for lobsters and sea cucumbers. The Sentinelese have made it clear that they do not want contact. It is a wise choice. Neighboring tribes were wiped out after the British colonized their islands, and they lack immunity to common diseases like flu or measles, which would decimate their population. Most of what is known about the Sentinelese has been gathered by viewing them from boats moored more than an arrow's distance from the shore, and a few brief periods in the past where the Sentinelese allowed the authorities to get close enough to hand over some coconuts. Even what they call themselves or their island is unknown, though the neighboring Anj tribe call North Sentinel Chia da Kwakwe. They attracted international attention in the wake of the 2004 Asian tsunami, when a member of the tribe was photographed on a beach firing arrows at a helicopter which was checking on their welfare. From what can be seen from a distance, the Sentinelese Islanders are clearly extremely healthy and thriving, in marked contrast to the great Andamanese tribes to whom British colonial officials attempted to bring civilization. The people who are seen on the shores of North Sentinel look proud, strong and healthy, and at any one time observers have noted many children and pregnant women. They are a nomadic, hunter-gatherer tribe, and it is thought that the Sentinelese live in 3 small bands. They have 2 different types of houses: large communal huts with several hearths for a number of families, and more temporary shelters, with no sides, which can sometimes be seen on the beach, with space for 1 family unit. The women wear fiber strings tied around their waists, necks, and heads. The men also wear necklaces and headbands, but with a thicker waist belt. The men carry spears, bows, and arrows. The Sentinelese hunt and gather in the forest and fish in the coastal waters. Unlike the neighboring Jarawa tribe, they make boats, and these are in the form of narrow outrigger canoes. These can only be used in shallow waters as they are steered and propelled with a pole like a punt. In the late 1800s, M.V. Portman, the British officer in charge of the Andamanese, landed with a large team on North Sentinel Island in the hope of contacting the Sentinelese. The party included trackers from Andamanese tribes who had already made contact with the British officers and convicts. They saw recently abandoned camps and paths, but the Sentinelese were nowhere to be seen. After a few days, they came across an elderly couple and some children who, in the interest of science, were taken to Port Blair, the regional capital. Predictably, they soon fell ill, and the adults died. The children were taken back to their island with a number of gifts. It is not known how many Sentinelese became ill as a result of this. Science, but it's likely that the children would have passed on their diseases, and the results would have been devastating. Intergenerational trauma from this experience may account for the Sentinelese's continued hostility and rejection of outsiders. Although commonly described in the media as Stone Age, this is clearly not true. There is no reason to believe the Sentinelese have been living in the same way for the tens of thousands of years they are likely to have been in the Andaman Islands. Their ways of life will have changed and adapted many times, like all peoples. For instance, they now use metal which has been washed up, or which they have recovered from shipwrecks on the island reefs. The iron is sharpened and used to tip their arrows,